Hey guys, Johnny here. Just gonna do a quick video on the gray man. Had some problems here recently with it, and I'm talking through my earbuds. Hopefully the audio is a little better than on the laptop. But anyway, had a few little problems, and gonna show you how an OCD person kind of makes it to where they can live with them. So, but if you had followed me on Substack, you may have seen the pictures of the huge dent that was in the side of the gray man here. Well, looks a little better. Still ain't perfect, but looks a little better. Now, how does somebody who's not a professional body man do that? Well, you use tools that you bought, I don't know, 20 years ago for 17 bucks at a flea market, and you figure it out. It ain't right, but it's better. That's something somebody else did to my car, but I've made it better, made it good enough to where I can live with it. Now, other things that people might do is, you can see, if you observe here, all the scratches on the black on the front there. Well, those happened with me turning in and hitting those rocks. But oh no, your car looks so good. How do we fix that? Well, we use tricks. So how did I learn how to use those? By watching people like Jared at the Questionable Garage. The trick I'm about to use here, oh yeah, Ace Hardware rattle can paint. That's what all the glass black is on the car. It's nice when you're using cheap paint, because when you make a little boo-boo like that, it's really easy to fix. And this trick I learned from watching Derek on Vice Grip Garage, and actually doing the paint, which if you watch my other videos, I learned how to do that from watching Pole Barn Garage. So there's a lot of good information out there, but you know, you can kind of take or leave certain things. But this is something of my own creation. That is to hold my cell phone. Made it myself. But you can get one for 20 bucks at Walmart that does the same thing. Guys, I don't have 20 bucks. So we come up with different ways of doing things. This is what being frugal is all about. So let me see if I can install this and make sure that you can see what I'm up to and how I can bring myself peace of mind to make me feel a little bit better about the damage to my car. Now, not really picking up as high as I want it. Let's do that. Let's see, does that work? Yeah, I think so. And I think I'll be in shot. So now it's just shy of 50 degrees. The can on this Ace Hardware paint says 50 degrees or warmer, but as long as the temperature of this and the temperature of the paint's fairly close, it's really not that bad. Now the temperature is more in regards to drying time than it is anything else. Something that some people may or may not know is, back in the day, many moons ago, I used to have a blog, a weblog. I was part of a group that were known as Manuvians. And I blogged under the name of Closet Extremist. Nice fun play on words. But I had fun with it until my ex-wife or others got to the point to where everything was a naysay. Everything was you can't do that. Everything was things of that nature. Everybody was always depressed. And I got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore. Well, I don't do that. Well, since my divorce and having to live out here with mom and dad in beautiful Meigs County, Tennessee, I found that I've got time to do things like paint my car, something I wanted to do for better than 10 years. And now I really don't care about what people's opinions of me are, except for, yeah, I'd like to make a friend or two every now and again. It might be nice to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, you know, maybe try to start my life over, because I refuse to give up. That's not how I'm wired, and I certainly refuse to live in fear, because that's also not how I'm wired. Too many people are scared to death of every little thing, or they've been bought and paid for by their employer, government, whoever or whatever. And as an empath, I can see these things. I understand them. And I try really hard not to hate people just because of their own preconceived biases and things of that nature. I just try to encourage and make things a little better. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. And make a few friends along the way. As you can see, this is really super highly technical. The temperature on the can is more about drying time than it is about application. And as long as the surface that you are applying things to is about the same temperature as the paint, it doesn't matter. It may take longer than 20 minutes that it says on the can. But in my estimation, that looks a whole lot better, don't you think? And now, my OCD butt can calm down. Still can't sit still. Yes, I'm manic depressive and very, very manic, but manic is happy, and that's good. So anyway, that's how somebody with OCD deals with these little problems with a $7 can of paint. Anyway, be frugal, be happy as best able, and just keep doing what you do. As always, no editing. I still haven't figured out the editing software yet, but you know, we'll deal with that at another time. Anyway, just want to say thanks much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.